Good morning. Good morning. I hope you can hear me. My mic situation. I got a Yeti, one of the blue Yeti mics, whatever they are, and it's USB based. Like the base of the actual microphone has a USB port instead of like a 8 millimeter jack or something like that, some type of jack for an actual audio component, which would have been a lot better if I had it with the correct, well, with the non-cheapy version, I should say. So I initially had therapy today, but they scheduled me with the wrong therapist, so I have to wait until Monday. Good morning. Good morning, Toes. How's it going? Man, I passed out second to last episode of The Guyver, and I don't know if you finished it, but that was awesome. Thank you so much for that. That really brought back a lot of good memories, and just it was a good experience to watch. I'm glad you enjoyed some of it too. I know it's a bit cheesy, but I love it. And then on my helmet, on my scooter helmet, I actually have a pretty sick decal of The Guyver doing his, what is it, Mega Smasher? I forgot what it's called. I think it's the Mega Smasher. Yeah. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do some writing. I'm going to try to do some writing. The fact that I'm not going to therapy, I do want to keep moving my hand and being mobile and stuff. I don't want to stiffen up too much because it's already pretty stiff. And I don't know what I'm going to write. It could be poetry, it could be lyrics, it could be maybe even like a short story or something. It all depends. I'm going to smoke up a little bit and see where it takes me. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to do this. I feel like this is something that I could do almost all day long, as far as like if I have it set it up right to where I feel like it's there's a reason to stream it. I feel like I could sit here all day if I had two working arms and shit, and I think it would be good just to get like good feedback with writing and stuff. How you doing, Toes? How you doing, man? How's the family? I hope they're all good. I hope you have a good day and a good breakfast this morning. Don't go without eating. Fucking watch is dead. Hold on. There we go. So I'm going to actually play some music, but I'm not going to filter it through stream. I don't want to have to deal with the hassle of DMCA or any of that type of stuff. And I also stream to YouTube at the same time, because I feel like YouTube, I can just keep these videos forever, and at some point, maybe in the future, 10 years, who knows, I can come back to those videos and I can like edit them and I can enjoy them. A little retrospective, a little gaming retrospective and stuff. But yeah, so what's today? The July 27th, Thursday, 2023. Yep. I don't think I'm going to be doing any ranting and raving today, though. So all my thoughts and all my expressions will be not on paper, but in the program that I'm using. And I'm using Freedom Writer. I'm using a program called Freedom Writer because I like that I can change the background. I can do white font. I can do any type of that little simple stuff. It's a very simple, basic thing, but that's all I want. I don't want like a whole bunch of shit everywhere. I want to be able to sit in the dark and just type, 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 type. Because I'm someone that I've gotten myself into a routine, and my ritual is to write at night. That's usually when I write most, I'd say. It's a shame that I'm not gonna be able to play music. I wish I could mute the audio from one source to different streams. So like it'd be cool to like stream to YouTube and Kick at the same time, but then have the audio source of the music only go to Kick and not to YouTube. That way YouTube can't hit me with copyright infringement or whatever, which they love to do, which I've never gotten, thankfully. But you know, and once YouTube decides that you're done, you're pretty much done. I was banned from YouTube for like literally probably like 3 years, 2 years or something like that. And then one day they just gave me my account back. Why can't I speak? One day they just gave me my account back. And I was like, what the fuck? And it's like, okay, well, that works. Why isn't my watch charging? What the fuck is wrong? Yeah, my charging dock is going crazy right now on my watch. Alright, this is going to be a really boring stream, so if you have me tabbed open, then bless you, because there's no reason to have me tabbed. Man, you stupid fucking charger. I don't understand. Alright, I'm going to mute myself now, and I'm going to smoke and get into some type of mode or mood or whatever, and yeah. Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I'm just looking at my microphone, which I have stickers on, and there's a sticker on top of a sticker, and I don't remember doing that. And I'm very, I don't know, I'm kind of perplexed. I have a voting sticker on here too. I voted my first vote. Sorry, I'm just doing my little sesh. Doing my little morning sesh. It takes a second. Because it's hard to hold. I can't light anything with my left hand. I can't use a lighter with my left hand. I have to use it with my right hand. And it's hard to hold the carb with my hand. It's hard to hold the pipe and hold the carb at the same time and then put it to my mouth. And this is marijuana, okay? I'm not doing any dirty shit. It's just weed from a dispensary in a recreational state. So I'm just putting it out there because, you know, in the past, growing up, you know, smoking weed and shit for, you know, since I was a teenager, it's always been like, oh shit, you know, you don't want to get caught. It's such a pain in the ass, like to get it, this, that, and the other. And now that we have, at least in my state, recreational freedom to smoke marijuana, it's a nice thing to say. It's a nice thing to hang your stoner hat on and just be like, yeah, I can live worry free as long as the shit that I'm getting isn't, you know, a bad batch, because dispensaries still fuck up, you know. Bud growers still, and tenders still mess up their cure and their grow and stuff. Sometimes you get mold. I've seen pictures where the buds have had gnats on them, like little mites, which is disgusting. And I'm sure there are mites in a lot of the marijuana that we smoke, which is disgusting. Hopefully there isn't, but consume. I should say consume, because there's so many ways to consume it. And I think I should get like some oil and some CBD oil, rub it on my hand, you know, my arm where the break is, and I think that would help a lot. And I'd also, you know, I would love one thing that we don't have here that's recreational that I can't do, which I would like to do, but I can't, that I actually talked to my doctor about the other day, was psilocybin and psilocybin, chemicals found in magic mushrooms. Because so I'm gonna give a shout out to, first of all, My Toes. I'm gonna give you a shout out every day, because fucking you're just always, man, I don't want to make this about race. I don't want to make this about race. But when I woke up to what everything was going on, like, around me after 9/11, and I realized, okay, there's some fucking dirty, nasty people out there that are doing shit not on our behalf, like in direct opposition, not just like our individual behalves, but as a collective, you know, as an organic, natural species, you know, that's been here for who knows how long, you know, how long we've really been here, and been able to fucking operate without the need of the injunction of Big Brother and all his cohorts. But when I woke up to that shit, I realized what they were doing to, like, divide us. But at the same time, it's like, I remember reading The Art of War, you know, Sun Tzu, and him talking about knowing your enemy and being the advantage of, you know, there is, when you go into battle, there's, oh shit, I just knocked that over. There's the position of, you're going to battle with another group, right? You and this other guy, let's say. You're fighting this other guy. Going into battle, you could not know anything about him, and he cannot know anything about you. Okay? That's a level field, but that's not really, that's a 50-50. You don't want a 50-50. You want to have an advantage. Then there's the position of, he knows you, but you don't know him. So then he's got the advantage. All right? And then there's even the being able to do psychological warfare, where your enemy doesn't even know himself. And so through various and this is not verbatim, of course, I'm fucking regurgitating it in a retarded way, you know. But it's been years since I've read it, decades. And the point being, in order to like know your enemy's weaknesses, you have to know their strengths. That's what I'm really trying to say. When you go into battle, that's another thing, that another perception is you can know your enemy's weaknesses, but do you know their strengths? And like, you have to be aware of that, and you have to make a conscious decision to know both. And I'm not really talking about enemy from I don't have enemies. I do have enemies, probably because the way I say shit and the shit I am aware of. I feel like, the saying, when you look at the void looks back at you. It's that type of shit. Or if you play with a Ouija board, it's the Ouija board's playing with you type of shit. But there has to be a conscious decision to say, I'm going to know this person's weaknesses and their positives. I'm not just going to be aware of like one thing, or it's like there's a naivety. There's a lot of naivety in the world, and it's good to just not have that. It's good to be prepared, properly prepared, have the proper like information that you need to know your strengths and weaknesses, to know like the lay of the land. Like there's a lot of components in the human social dynamic, whether that's love, whether that's friendship, whether that's hate, whether that's like having an enemy, competition. Like there's subconsciously we have a video game running in our head. Like if you've ever played a choice game where it's like, make this choice and see like what it does with the, within this relationship or whatever it is, like a slice of life game where you're playing a character and you're affecting like the different relationships they have. In your brain, you're running like these calculations at all times. You're always running these calculations. They're subconscious, and it's good to be aware of them, because then you can switch like what mode it's in, what gear you're in, so that you're not using the same gear for everyone. But to make a really fucking long story just a tiny bit shorter, I appreciate you, my toes. I appreciate you. I appreciate your people. I'm not your people, unfortunately. I mean, I am your people because we're both human beings, and that's all I care about, to be honest. But from a social, cultural perspective, and from the perspective of being an analytic person, because that's really what's going on, is that the human being, we were given dominion over the world, right? We were able to say, yo, over there, that's Antarctica. Over there, that's, North America. Or what I'm trying to say is we were given the ability to define everything around us, to categorize everything around us, to break everything down. And unfortunately, with this information, you can either create life or destroy life. And a lot of the times we are destroying life, because it's for a lot of reasons. But we are doing that to ourselves, and so that's why there's so much division and categorization and segregation and separation of mind and thought, and not being able to reconcile these things within maybe a singular person. Not one person can be everything, and in some context maybe that's psychologically upsetting to us, is that this person isn't like me, and maybe I'm not like this person, but what does that really mean? And in this day and age, we are trying to be everything at all times, like with the transgenderism and stuff like that, and being like, it's a social construct and a social programming that's being pushed on us, but at the same time, it's something that is psychologically found in what we are, because we are so versatile in what we can be and what we can do. It's just unfortunately when we turn that gaze on upon ourselves to deconstruct and analyze each other, it can be hurtful. It can, because there's historical and cultural context to what's around us, and the human being is I believe the human being has a very hard time contextualizing events that happen before their birth. You know, everything before their birth is a story. It's a legend. Even if it happened in your own family, it's something that you're being told, not experiencing yourself. You may feel the ripple effects from it, but to me, there is a separation between that consciousness deep enough where it's almost as if you can rewrite. As soon as you're born, you have the decision to rewrite everything that comes after. You have the ability to change everything that comes after, so that there may be a historical context, but at some point there was a decision made to just have a different motion and not carry the same, I guess, memories, genetic memories. Because we can get to a point, I believe, where we can look at the genetic makeup of each other and really get down, almost like Assassin's Creed type of shit, where you can actually unlock a person's genetic memories, like a tree, like if you cut a tree in half and you look at the stump and you can read the rings, and it can tell you okay, 80 years ago, when this tree was 40 years old, there was a really big forest fire or something like that, or the air quality was really bad, or there was not a lot of sun that year. You can be able to read those types of things in tree rings, and I think we can do that in DNA strands as well. It's just how far back do you go, and can we accept the past and still be our individual selves without carrying that, I guess, forward if we don't want to. My point fucking being is that My Toes is very good at creating community, and from the beginning, when I saw what the fuck they were doing, I was like, man, black people black people and Asian people are probably the best at making communities. Let me put it this way. The black culture and black people are the best at adapting, modifying, and taking a culture and moving it forward in a different way. I actually really do believe that. If you're to take a group of black people and you were put them in a situation, they would be able to diversify and create communities within different cultures and assimilate fucking that. And the fact that we're seeing that, but kind of in a reverse in some instances. I don't know, I'm going too deep in it. But the point being, I see what you're doing. I see you trying to make a community. I appreciate you. And I want you to know that, I don't know. I just have a fucking weird brain that sees shit differently, I guess. And now I'm wasting my god. I said I wasn't going to rant and ramble, but here I am. I need to shut the fuck up. I need to not have a mic, is the problem. I need to not have a mic. That's the problem. That's really the problem. God, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. I appreciate my tongue. No, but I hope you all slept well. I hope your day is going to go good. Because it is going to go good. We have to. We have to make it good.